Alright, now, I just want to throw something out there. I was trying to, make the thing work again. Or to make Melon work again. Didn't know what I was doing. Oh boy. Okay, no, this is correct. This is correct. So I got a new version of Melon. I went to the site, re-downloaded it. This is the most current version of Melon that I was able to get. So we're gonna open a ROM. I'm gonna go to 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors. The 999999. And oh my god, it worked. Okay, Melon is back on the menu. I almost had a stroke. I thought that said Arxis. And I'm like, what? What in the goddamn? I almost freaked out. Hello, Akara. Welcome to the Smooth Brain Adventures. Well, this kicked off real fast. So, get ready for me to be bad at puzzle games. But I figured, like, this is actually, something that, yeah, so, wait, why are you guys so, like, why are you like that? Have you guys been like that all of DS-Ember? I don't think so. Seek, oh, bearer of the door, seek lest. Now it is time. Let our game begin. I'll be honest, I was looking at the settings. I didn't see anything in that intro. Alright, so yes. So everything is correctly being scaled. Yes. Okay. Just wanted to make sure. Okay. Ah, oh no, video game. No, it's fine. Oh, I am so glad Melon worked again. Oh, wait. Oh no, this is cropped too low. Hold on. Let's fix that real quick. Or wait, was it? I think it was. This game is fiction. All names, characters, and incidents portrayed in this production are fictitious. Anyway, how are you, President Obama? Uh-oh. Uh-oh, is the bottom screen the important one? Should I be swapping these? 9. No, wait. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go! Oh. Alright, so the boat blew up. A loud noise startled Junpei awake, and his eyes snapped open. As they adjusted to the light, he realized that he didn't recognize his surroundings. Ow! With a crack, Junpei's head connected with something metal. He rolled over and threw out his hand to steady himself, but he found himself groping at empty air. The empty air then said, "Don't touch me like that, you pervert." His balance lost, and his still fuzzy mind struggling to understand what was going on, Junpei tumbled down to the cold, gray floor. Ouch! God damn it! Character established. Ow, what the hell? Junpei glared around the room, still trying to determine where he had woken up. The fall had shaken the last cobwebs of sleep from his mind, and finally he understood where he'd fallen from. It was a bed. A 3-level bunk bed, in fact. What luck! You could have 3 people on that bed. Junpei had fallen, apparently, from the topmost bunk. His shoulder hurt, his knees hurt, his hip hurt, knees weak, arms heavy. He reached into his pocket and found nothing but his mother's spaghetti. He could feel a bump forming on his forehead, where he had slammed it against the slow ceiling. He wondered if that bump was the reason he felt his vision wavering a bit, but that seemed unlikely. It was probably all of the weed. At first, he thought the tremor that ran through his legs was just another effect of his rude awakening, but as he looked around, he realized it was real. The whole room was shaking. Was it an earthquake, he wondered? It didn't seem likely. It was shaking far too quickly for an earthquake. Then again, Junpei had no idea what it was, if not an earthquake. He tried to tell himself it was important. Junpei rubbed the growing bump on his head and gingerly climbed to his feet. His balance regained, he finally took a good look around the room. Do I have enough balls to beat the cock? No. No, I don't. And he muttered to himself, do I have enough balls to beat the cock? Where am I? His pain momentarily forgotten in the face of the confusion. In the confusion of his circumstances. Whoops. This is my first read-through of the script. Junpei looked around the room once again. Minutes passed while Junpei struggled to get his bearings. Also nice to see you, Eduardo. How are you? Then, as suddenly as they had begun, the tremors ceased. A cold silence fell over the room. From somewhere far away, Junpei could hear the sound of metal squeaking. He felt his stomach tighten. There was 1,000 things the sound could have been, but none of the things he could think of were good. What kind of name is Junpei? Only if you're in the Nihon. In an attempt to distract himself, Junpei looked around the room once more. There was a stove that looked more antique than functional. The 3-level bunk bed had mattresses that were so thin they were little more than blankets. On the other side of the room was an identical bed, and set in the wall between the beds was a slightly dirty iron door. The first thing Junpei noticed about the door was the number roughly emblazoned across it. That appeared to be an S. On the surface of the door in red paint, someone had written 5. Oh, it's a 5. It's a 5, everybody. It's a 5. 5? Why is it in brackets like it's JoJo dialogue? What's this 5 mean? Suspicious and still utterly confused, Junpei approached the door slowly. Standing at last in front of the door, Junpei grabbed hold of the L-shaped handle. A push yielded no movement, and a pull the same result. A few more tries cemented the truth in Junpei's mind. This shit be locked. It didn't matter how much he pushed and shoved, the handle won't budge. Next to the door was an odd-looking device that reminded Junpei of a card reader. It didn't take a genius to figure out what the odd-looking device was keeping the door shut. Junpei knocked hard on the door. Hey! A man has fallen into the river in Lego City. Hey! Hello? Is anyone there? Open the door! Can you make him go to sleep immediately after he woke up from a coma? I'll try to see. Maybe they'll let me. Junpei left his fist onto the door. Threw his left fist onto the door. It did 2 damage to the door. What the hell is this? He wasn't really sure what else to say. He found the Omnitrix. He was now Junpei 5. On his left wrist was a bracelet of a sort he had never seen before. In the center was a large LCD display. It looked like nothing else so much as a watch, but clearly it wasn't that. What time is 5? Like, is it half past 5? 5:15? 5:33? Who knows? You'll never know. What kind of watch is this? So clearly, it was never a watch. After all, it only showed only a single number. 5. That's the same as the door. True, the numbers were the same, but he had no idea what that might mean. All he knew was that it was strange, and new, and scary, and he wanted it off. Junpei flipped me the bird, as if to remove the watch, but... the other side of the bracelet was solid. No buckle, no clasp, nothing. Nothing? That's right, nothing. He sighed and flipped the thing back over. There was a number of rivets around the rim of the face. Perhaps. He pushed them, but nothing happened. On a watch, they might be dials for adjusting date and time, but on this bracelet, they did nothing. The rivets! They do nothing! Junpei was at a loss. What was he going to do? I'm gonna go back to sleep. Growing more desperate, he began to tug at it. However... damn! Ah, it's no good. Damn thing won't come off. A steel ring ran from the face around Junpei's wrist and back to the face. He wouldn't be pulling the bracelet off any time in the near future. What the hell? They swear it in a DS game? I know, right? This is one of those M-rated DS games for all the big boys. He wouldn't be pulling the bracelet. Oh yeah, sorry. What the hell is the deal with this thing? What the hell is this? Frustration and desperation were beginning to mix as the reality of the situation began to dawn fully on Junpei. So much was happening and none of it made sense. Junpei felt as though he were about to explode. But that just meant he had to take a shit. Where am I? And why the hell am I here? Why?
Something's in my ass.
Upon gaining his bearings, Junpei realized that there was something in his ass. Why? Why? What the hell happened to me? Why is there something in my ass? It was at that moment he noticed the window. The window was round.
It's the 9th annual Dallas Mower Expo. Be there.
And outside was the Dallas Mower Expo.
Hedgers and clippers on hedgers and clippers on hedgers and clippers on Sunday. Cutting technology. Sea King, Sea King, Sea King. Oil paintings, Sea King. Don't miss the Dallas Mower Expo. Be there. Be there.
Oh, I love Hank of the Hill. The window was round, rimmed in riveted brass, like a window from an early 20th century ship, or something you would find at the Dallas Mower Expo. Oh yeah, Hank of the Hill is a YouTube poop. That's where that clip came from. What? Wait, am I in a ship? Junpei walked slowly towards the window and looked at the bottom screen of his Nintendo DS. Oh yeah, well it's a YouTube poop of King of the Hill. It's a same thing. He looked to the bottom of his Nintendo DS and realized that he was in fact on a ship. He could see nothing beyond it but thick, extra thick, impenetrable darkness. Oh my god, Call of Duty Black Ops on the DS! You're right! What is that even? You know, I kept seeing jokes for that, but I don't actually know what it looks like. What the? You gotta be kidding me! What the hell is going on here? Ah, shit! A crack split the glass of the window, and for a moment, Junpei stared at it. Oh, we finished Cory in the house. I don't know if I want to do, like, a Cory in the house, like, water jump scare. Then the window burst, and the water began to pour into the room. Oh, what the hell? God damn it. Junpei yelled, and they're taking away our discards. Junpei yelled and spun around. He did a little pirouette and transformed into Sailor Junpei. Not the discards. How else would I be able to get a full house and use my chokers efficiently? His feet slipping in the water already coming through the window, he ran for the door. Hey, anyone? Hey! Is anyone there? Come on, if you're in there, say something. There was no reply. He was left on red. As Junpei screamed and pounded on the door, the water began to rise. It was now ankle deep on the floor and rising quickly towards his knees. He would have to get on the third bunk bed in order to not have his socks wet. Things were not looking good for Junpei. Oh, he tried the doorknob, but unfortunately he is stupid, so he can't use the doorknob correctly. Not good at all. He needed to find a way out, and quick. Junpei is in something of a sticky wicket. Junpei ran a hand across his forehead, brushing the sweat out of his eyes, and looked around the room. Bed, door, window. Seek a way out. Operations during an escape. Sleep. You can move to different parts of the room by touching the bottom screen. Since many areas require very exact selection, we recommend you use the stylus. Searching during an escape. During an escape, you can touch the background to search anywhere in the room. Areas you can investigate will be highlighted yellow the moment you touch them. Depending on the nature of the location you touch, you might find an item, or a hint, or some spaghetti. Begin searching by touching places on the bottom screen. How to move. Touch the triangle icon at the bottom of the screen. Doing so will change the viewing angle of the room, and you move to different location. You can do the same thing by pressing left, right, and down on the control pad. If you want to know where you are, touch X on the camera icon on the bottom screen. That's me after Taco Bell. Just absolute ass blast. Projectile shitting. Saving during an escape. Pressing start will allow you to save. Sleeping won't bring back your arm. That game didn't say anything about floods. Oh no. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? Brad Armstrong, he never drowned. If you want to quit, we recommend pressing start. Purpose of the escape. Why do you want to play the video game? The purpose of each escape is to get out of the room. How do you do that? Depends on the room. You'll need to search all throughout the room to discover what you'll need to do to get out. Search for shit. About item. During an escape, investigating certain parts of the room will allow you to obtain some items. Like a full restore, or a phoenix down. Touching L, item, on the top left will take you to the item screen. While on the item screen, you'll be able to investigate, hold, and combine items that you found. If you want to investigate an item that you found, go fuck yourself, and touch the icon for that item in the item screen. And then touch search in the top right corner of the bottom screen. It's an old picture frame. There's a picture of a ship in it. There's screws keeping the back on. Okay. Investigate with an item. Touching an item while on the item screen will select that item. An item is selected. Touching back will return you to the room. Look at it down at the bottom of the... you should see the icon. This shows that you are holding the item. If you're holding an item while investigating, you may trigger a reaction. Investigate suspicious areas with different items to see what happens. Pressing up, on the control pad will select another item for you to hold. Note from bulletin board. That's it? That's all it got? A bulletin board. There's nothing on it. There's a towel. This is, as far as I can tell, a pole that's attached to the bed. Doesn't seem like there's anything hidden on the sink. This is the only drain in this room. Water just keeps pouring through the window. As Brad Armstrong taught us. Oh, wait. Oh, get out of here. Get out of here, bot. As Brad Armstrong taught us, a Mexican with a first name that ends with Artie may be of great help. If you want to travel around, especially with water-related shenanigans. Man, if only we could find Farty Hernandez. It's like a waterfall, like me after too much Taco Bell. I don't think shoving something into the window is going to stop that water. I have to figure this out. It's a pipe. I know! I'll crawl into the pipe. I'll crawl into the pipe. There's nobody here to make fun of my lame jokes. Oh, damn. Man, this sucks. I can't see the bottom of the ladder. Oh, man, the water's already up to the bottom of the bed. I gotta hurry. No dice. Lock tight. Let's see if there's anything around the keyhole. It's a small keyhole. If I want to open the briefcase, I need to fill it up with a key. The dial is 0101. I guess I need to put the key in the keyhole before I can enter any numbers on the dial. The stove! Break the pipe. More water is always better. To drink all the water. Well, it opens easily enough. Sure wish the door to get out of here was that easy to open. Well, that solves the mystery of whether or not the stove has been used before. What is this? It looks red. Screwdriver! Combine with this! The screwdriver got those screws off easily enough, and here's the picture. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, what? Oh, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. So someone wrote a bunch of numbers and symbols on the back of the picture, huh? Cool. Oh, wait. Oh, well, there's the fucking... Oh. Alright. If you take 2 items you found, yeah, I get it. I get it. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I get it. I'm just trying... it's my job to tell you. Don't get fussy with me, Mr. I'm gonna drown if I don't do a good enough job. This is totally a stove. Nothing inside, though. Let's see if there's anything in here. Huh? Looks like there is. A key! Yes, there's a little blue key in the bottom of this pot. Weird. There's an old pot. I don't care about the old pot. Alright, let's see what happens if I put this key in the keyhole. And nothing. Alright, hold on. Mini games. During an escape, your investigation may trigger one of several mini games. All operations for the mini games are done by touching the bottom screen. Some mini games will require to manipulate something, while others will only require you to apply the right object. Grab the pot. You might need to find water. You need that water for later. Hydration is important. Touching the dial will cause it to move to the next number. Enter 4 numbers this way and then touch the key. If the numbers are correct, it will unlock. I need to go back. Damn it! Open, you stupid thing! Might make me feel better if I whack it against the wall, though, but it's not gonna help. Alright, don't freak out. Keep it cool and look around for some more clues. I have the clues, I just couldn't check the clues. Alright, so... try 1984. Alright, I may actually have to... Alright, so... Filled in bottom... Let's just look at this. Okay. 1 through 5 are empty, and 6 through 9, as well as 0, are colored in. Alright, so... 6... God damn it, I wish I wasn't so fucking dumb. 6, 4... 7... Wait. God damn it. I'm dumb. Hold on, I need to... I'm just gonna take a picture of this real quick. Because my fucking ADHD addled brain can't keep that shit straight. Alright.
Drink.
Oh, drink! You're right, I should. Ah! No, it's fine. I already bought a lot of creatine. I don't want any more from you, sir. Okay. Alright, so the second number is 4. Alright, 4, 3. 7, 4. 6, 3. I get it. 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 Shit. Okay. Did it not do? Am I dumb? Four, 3, 7, 6. Is that not? Alright, maybe I actually do need more clues. Give your energies to Jean-Pierre, whatever the hell his name is, by drinking water IRL, yeah. Alright, I guess I'm just gonna keep looking around. And keep looking till the cows come home. All I'm gonna find up there is a pillow. Try turning it off. Yeah, turn off the emulator. I guess that's a lever, huh? Maybe if I pull it. Looks like pulling on the lever just makes a weird noise. Cool. Awesome. The light's still red and the display hasn't changed. Damn it. Why the hell isn't this opening? Oh, goddammit, I changed the... There we go. 5. 5, huh? What does that mean? Oh, it means that my cat wants to get out of the room. He demands freedom. Okay. There's nothing on top of the shelf. Fuck. The pole is part of a bed. Oh, I can look at the items from here. Okay, so... Time to give this another shot. I know. I know. Video game, I know I'm a smooth brain, but you don't have to keep... Alright, so what about 6, 3, 7, 4? What about 3? Oh. Oh! Wait, what? Okay, alright, just have to find the right number and turn the key in that briefcase to open. Yeah, I get it. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, what the hell? This is clearly a simulation ran by something or other, by binary code. I cannot say their real name, but trust me, the only way to win this game is by not playing. Oh. Am I dumb? Okay. I'm just gonna... Oh god. Okay. Okay, good enough. Alright, so... Colored in 7, 4, 6, 3. But it's obviously not 7, 4, 6, 3. Because my dumbass is missing something here. I feel like I've tried all the possible combinations. If I'm reading this correctly. I have no idea if I am reading this correctly. You would think because of the arrow, it would be like left to right. But that got me nowhere fast. It should be 7, 4, 6, 3. But if it's not that, and these only go from 1 to 5 anyway. Am I really gonna get stuck on the first puzzle? Wait. No, I can't do it. Never mind. I was gonna put in 9999. But no, that doesn't work. hate you. Oh my god. Am I gonna have to, like, look up a guide for the first puzzle in the goddamn room? Alright, so for the interest of time... I can't believe the first fucking puzzle is making me look at a guide. Alright, so let's see here. Wait, why am I looking at 5.1 ending 3? What? What the goddamn? What? Even the walkthrough is weird and like inconsistent. Oh my god. Okay, wait. Thank God this is not timed. Oh, that's right. I was clicking the top screen for some reason. I didn't touch it. That is the red key. I didn't even know what that was a mirror. Okay, so clearly Junpei grabbed the key and shoved it right up his dick. He intended to leave immediately, but something stopped him. His reflection stared back at him from the mirror, but he had scarcely recognized himself. What's up with my face? Junpei then realized that he always looked like that, unfortunately. His confusion was well justified. He was ugly. His face was drawn and pale, and the dark circles under his eyes made it look as though he was nearly dead. Man, what the hell happened to me? How did I end up here? Even as he said it, something in his mind opened, and a memory bobbed to the surface. It was the last thing Junpei remembered before waking up in the strange room. It was past midnight when he came home. Junpei shuffled up the stairs and opened the door to apartment 201. Inside was his apartment, a small one-bedroom affair that ran him about $630 a month. He moved into it when he entered college, and so far he had been there for 3 years and 7 months. Wait, so, like, is he American? Because, oh, I guess they probably just translated it from yen. He stepped inside and turned on the lights. The fluorescent lights on the ceiling blinked and flickered slowly to life, as if waking from a deep slumber. Their cold light illuminated the landscape. Sorry, burped a little. Illuminated the landscape he'd come home to so many times before. Everything was as he left it. Magazines piled up in the corner, textbooks collecting dust, CD cases covering the floor, the jeans and t-shirt he had worn from the day before, then tossed onto the floor, the Nintendo Wii U that was also collecting dust. There was one thing that didn't belong, however. There was a man in there. Oh, there was a breeze. Breaths of cold night air wafted into his apartment, carrying the smell of autumn with them. The white curtain framing his windows swayed gently in the wind. Ah, that's weird. Did I leave that open? Junpei walked toward the window, trying to remember if he had closed it or not before he left. One of the panes was hanging open. He stuck his head out and looked around. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary, until that guy with a gun came from out of frame. Junpei shrugged. He must have just left it open earlier. He closed the window. And then it happened. A Hellgast appeared. Junpei turned and found himself face to mask with a man dressed in all black. The man wore a deep hood and a bulky gas mask. His face was entirely hidden. Junpei tried to scream, but all he could manage was a strangled croak. It was a Killzone fan, angry that he had no other games to play. He tried to step toward the man, but his legs could no longer support his weight. Junpei collapsed on the floor, a crumpled heap of limbs like a discarded puppet. He noticed the white smoke that was quickly filling his apartment. It was Axe body spray, outlawed by the Geneva Convention in 2005. A small object, shaped distressingly like a grenade, sat on the floor in front of his face, hissing. The white smoke poured out of it at an incredible rate. The smoke had grown so thick that the details of Junpei's apartment began to fade into the white haze. He could feel his mind begin to fade as well, a white haze that was not the smoke creeping into the edges of his vision. Consider this a privilege. You have been chosen. A rasping voice wormed its way out of the gas mask. It was cold and harsh, and he sounded like a bitch, and distorted in some way Junpei couldn't put his finger on. You are going to participate in a game. The Nonary game. It is a game where you will put your life on the line. That was the last thing Junpei remembered. The white smoke overpowered him. The boof, too strong. The masked man faded from vision, and he felt his consciousness fall away into the mist. That's right. That guy with the gas mask. What an asshole. That son of a bitch must have taken me here. As to who the man was or might have been, Junpei had no idea. Indeed, he wasn't even sure that his assailant had been a man. The voice had been cold and mechanical, likely passed through a voice changer, and the body had been covered in a thick cloak. Who was the man in the mask? You have been chosen. Junpei remembered that much, but what might it mean? That was beyond him. Junpei had no idea where he was, or why he was there, or why he's not back in bed, jacking off. There was only one thing from his memory that seemed important. You are going to participate in a game. The Nonary game. It is a game where you put your life on the line. I feel like I'm repeating myself here, but it's fine. The Nonary game, eh? What the hell is a Nonary game? God damn it! With a yell, Junpei drove his fist into the mirror. Junpei then broke his hand. There's nothing left on the mirror. Nothing left on the mirror. Does this thing need 2 keys? Wait. Okay, hold on. Okay, no. No. Oh, okay. Uh-huh. Okay, so I can't take the key out. A small red key. I am supposed to use it to open something red. There's a pair of simple chairs next to the table. The water's already up to the chair. That's a table. Nope. The water's not going to stop anytime soon. Wait. Nope, that's a card reader. Something red. Alright, yeah, there's nothing in the stove, and there's nothing in here. Whoops. There's a pipe at the other end of the bed. There's nothing up top. There's a blue briefcase on top of the bed. Alright, so that's the right key. Because it's a blue briefcase. Ladder. Oh, god damn it. I thought that was part of the wall. It's just like the blue briefcase. Yep, there's nothing on. There's a lock on this one too, and it's not opening. Whoops. Alright, let's check that. It's not opening. In fact, it's not doing anything. But I can move the dial now. Yep, I get it. Numbers are correct, so we'll unlock. So let's... It's not going to, but I want to try. Okay. I feel like if you do something like this, the game should, like, the briefcase should explode. Okay. Damn it. It's not opening. Okay, so then... So what does this mean? So, like... So maybe if I put 7-4 in this, and then... I don't know if the... Oh no, wait, never mind. It resets. Alright, so let's... Alright, so no, that'll just bring me back there. That's a ladder. Once again, I gaze upon the stately ladder. Ladder? I don't even know her. The most original joke ever. Thankfully, no one here is to... No one is in here to clock me for saying that. There's nothing in the sink is a piece of junk. There's a towel next to the sink, but I can't use that to open the briefcase. This is the middle bunk. I feel so fucking dumb right now. We're 50 minutes into the stream. And I feel so fucking dumb right now. Alright, I'm gonna use my handy dandy notebook. Examine card on bulletin board. Take the photo. Look under the... As I gaze into the ladder gazes into me. Hey, so did you hear what the shopkeeper said after his ladder got stolen? No, what do you say? Further steps will be taken. And that's why I have no friends. Here we are at the middle bunk. There's nothing useful here. There's a blue briefcase on top of the bed. Well, I can reach this bunk. Might as well look through it. Huh? Damn, nothing here. I can't bring myself to call this a bed. It feels like a board with a sheet on it. It's pretty flat. Okay. Can I combine these? No. Okay. Alright, so... So on the red, the first two of red is still 7-4. 7-4 6 5 7-4 6 5. Alright, so clearly I need to be more attentive in the pixel hunting. Am I fucking dumb and blind? Hold on. Please let me skip through the text boxes faster. I was clicking. Okay. Oh, okay. Whoa, okay. Alright, so 7-4. It should still be 7-4-6-5. Am I... Oh my god. The solution is staring me in the face and I feel so fucking stupid right now. Okay. With blue. It's red. It's red under the red symbols and blue under the blue. Is there a reason it's folded like a mountain? The fuck you mean it's folded like a mountain? Why not? Why not? The part of the arrow on the left side is red and the right half is blue. The symbols and the arrows are only red on the left side. So that should be in regards to this. But when I do that, and this looks like an arrow. So I need 4 numbers for the review, but there are only 2 numbers on that note. Wait, what? Hold on. What? It's because it's Japanese and they read right to left? Is that what's going on here? Wait. No, no. Okay, they refer to this as the left. Okay. Oh. Oh, god damn it. I think I see it. So 6, 5. Six, 5, 7, 4. Come on. Come on. Nope. Okay, so it wasn't that either. I thought maybe it loops around. No. Never mind. I'm stupid. Okay, gonna... Okay, so I'm looking... Seven, 4, 8, 5. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna... I just looked back at the guide to see what the fucking numbers are. Alright, so 7... So that part was correct. Shit! Didn't mean to do that. Oh. Yeah, I thought that was a 6. I'm... Hey, wouldn't you know it? I don't know if I'm gonna have any confidence in doing this if when DS-Ember is over. I actually never learned how to fucking read. There's a stack of red key cards. Cool. These look like key cards. There's a number on each one. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so let's look at this again and not make an embarrassment of myself. So that would be 0, 0, 2. Shit! 0, 2, 6, 3. 0, 2, 6, 3. Time to give us another shot. Please stop explaining it to me every single time. Alright, let's see if these numbers work. Hey, it looks like it's working. Yes! Alright, let's open it up. It opened. Looks like there's something in here. Well, what is it? A file? If you find any documents or notes during an escape, the information will be available from the file screen. To open the file screen, press that part of the corner that you weren't allowed to click on. You will see the displayed on the upper screen. Let's see what's in this file. Digital root. Let's see here. Compute a digital root with the following steps. First, add all the numbers in question to another. If you end up with something greater than a single digit number, add the digits to one another. For instance, if you have a double-digit number, add the number in the tens place to the number in the ones place. Add the number in the tens place to the number in the ones place. Keep adding digits in this manner until you have a single-digit answer. That's the final digit. That final digit is your digital root. The digital root of 6, 7, 8 would be 6 plus 7 plus 8 equals 21, 2 plus 1, 3. Okay. The digital root of 1, 2, 3, 4 would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, and okay, 1. Therefore, the digital root of... Okay. I see. I just need to keep adding numbers until I get a single digit. Oh, so there's something on the back. A notebook, a pen, and a calculator. And a stack of key cards. There's a number written on each card. 6, 7, and 8. Does that mean something? God, I hope not. New material has been added to the file. The calculator screen can be used during an escape or during a novel sequence. And during an escape, you can access by pressing the Y. The Y! And use the calculator. The numbers on the screen. Calculations, the numbers on the bottom are your answer. The calculator can also calculate digital root, which will be important to the progression of the story. Yep. Alright, hold on. Yeah! Wait. Yeah! Alright, this is a cool calculator. These cards with numbers on them. I'm pretty sure this is where I'm supposed to use them. Let's slide this card and see if it works. And... It's not working. Why? Damn it. No, that's not right. I still have cards I haven't used. Damn it, not again. I've only got one other hint. Of course, the files. File says something about a digital root. What am I supposed to do with... There's a 5 on that door. Do I have to get a digital root of 5? I'm not sure about this. Oh, fuck. Worth the shot. Let's see if it works. I'll just slide the cards to give me the digital root of 5 through the reader. Touch 3 cards. The digital root of the selected cards will be displayed on the top screen. Touching reset will deselect all... once you've selected 3 cards, stop it, boop it out. Okay, so no. 1 plus. Oh. Hey, I think it's gonna work. Oh, thank God. I didn't even need to look at the guide. Turns out, when you actually investigate your area, it's just, I feel so dumb, because I feel like I thought I explored all the bunks, and I didn't. And then the bunk had the most important thing, and then the other one was, I can't tell fucking triangles apart. There's nothing keeping me in here now. Time to fucking get out of here. 5! You found it. You found it, you fucking idiot. Accompanied by a wall of angry water, Junpei shot out of the room and into the opposing wall. Gasping to catch his breath, he looked around. He was in a narrow hallway. The water that had followed him out of the room was rapidly pouring out of the door. It flowed quickly down the hallway and slammed into the foot of the short flight of stairs. Just 5 steps, in fact. And at the top of this short staircase, a door! Another door! God damn it, it's like I'm playing Kingdom Hearts! Junpei leapt up the stairs, straight for the door. The door burst open and Junpei exploded out of it, only to freeze in his tracks. What other possible response could there have been to what he saw? What the hell? His voice trailed off, and all he could do was stare. A polished floor stretched out before him, ornate staircases rising up from the edges, each one of them equidistant from the others. The stairs and pillars were solid wood. Art Nouveau, its embellishments and decorations covered the walls and pillars. It looked like nothing so much as the entrance to a luxurious mansion from the early 1900s. Junpei couldn't help but wonder, was he really in a ship? The water quickly filling the hallway behind him suggested that, yes, he was. As he looked, a fresh wave rolled out of the room where he had been, gathering speed as it moved toward the stairs. Yeah, that's what I thought. This is totally a boat. Wait, what the hell? A wave? Shit, I gotta get out of here. Junpei spun around, his wet shoes squeaking in protest on the polished floor, and ran toward the tremendous staircase in front of him. The cock deck! The butt deck! As he ran, he glanced quickly at the plates mounted on the wall, denoting the decks of the ship. He took the stairs 2 at a time, not entirely sure where he would find himself. Just as he began to wonder where, in fact, the stairs did lead. Junpei saw another person out of the corner of his eye. He stopped short, nearly tripping over this next stair, and looked. It wasn't just one person he'd seen. He saw a whole colorful cast of characters. On the landing to the left of the stairs, there were 4 people staring at him. And on the right side, 3 more. All told, there were 7 of them. It looked as though they had been on their way down the stairs. They stopped short when they saw Junpei, their eyes wide. He had done the same, of course, and now they stood there staring at one another. Junpei didn't move, one foot placed awkwardly on the next step in the middle of a stride. Who were these people? This entire interaction only lasted a matter of seconds. The woman spoke to Junpei, and time began to move again. I guess there's another one of us now. The woman was dressed, Junpei thought, rather like a dancer. Her clothes covered very little, and her prodigious jewelry little more. Hey, you! Come out! Hurry! With no further ceremony, she ran straight past Junpei and toward the doors behind him. The sudden proximity of a woman with such striking assets left Junpei momentarily stunned. But the others wasted no time and quickly followed the strange woman. She's not strange, she's just dressed. The first to pass Junpei was a young man with silver hair. He looked like a character from The World Ends With You, if he just had like one more jacket. He threw a quick glance in Junpei's direction as he ran, muttering, one of us, huh? Following him was an older man, his face calm and without fear. Soft wrinkles sprouted from his eyes, and he came close as he passed Junpei to see wisps of gray in his hair. His composure and shock of hairs struck Junpei as rather like that of an elderly lion. Going up won't do you any good. There are 2 doors, but neither of them will open. The next to speak was a girl with pink hair and a high voice. Come out! Aren't you coming? You gotta hurry! That's right, that's her voice. Her small hand was wrapped around the wrist of another man. His eyes were closed, as though he... almost as though he was sleeping. His features were graceful, almost serene. And he was dressed rather elegantly for someone his age. Something about his posture seemed very refined, and Junpei couldn't help feeling that he was noble and dignified somehow. He had certainly never seen one, but this man seemed like what Junpei had always imagined a prince would be like. That's 9 of us then. 999. Not 999 of us. What does all of the cards in hand mean, I wonder? Junpei opened his mouth to ask what the other man had meant, but the girl with pink hair rushed past. Oh my god, I'm falling apart. And here we have a stooge. We have a stooge who, like, give him one mohawk and he looked like he'd be in Fist of the North Star. One of them had hair like a bird's nest and looked as though a stiff breeze might topple him. And the other was a veritable mountain of a man. The scrawny one said nothing and scuttled past Junpei as though he were running from something. Hey, what the hell are you standing around there for? Didn't you hear him? The doors on deck A are no good. We gotta check the doors on B deck, the butt deck. Got it? Now go! Before he had a chance to respond, the man laid a massive hand on Junpei's shoulder. He did the meme like where he's... Brother. With no more effort than Junpei would have used to brush aside a fly, the man shoved him out of the way. Whoa! Thrown off balance by the man in recent events, it took Junpei a few steps to get his bearings. He finally regained his balance and looked up. And yawned. Unprofessional of a streamer. And looked up at what the other 7 had been running towards. There were 2 pairs of large iron doors set into the wall in front of him. They looked quite sturdy and each had handles jutting from them. Run across the surface of each door, the red was a red paint with a number. The door on the right had a 4, and the left had a 5. Hey, we've seen that before. They're the same. The guy Junpei had decided to call Silver was mumbling to himself. The room I woke up in had a number on the door just like that. You too, huh? With an arched eyebrow, the lion looked over at Silver. My cell was the same. A number upon the door. I opened it, ran down the hallway outside, and found myself in the rather grand room, full of stairs. As I suspected the rest of us. It was as though the floodgates had been opened. They all began to talk at once. Me too. I did too. Yeah, a door with a number on it. It soon became clear that each one of them had awoken in a room with a locked door and solved a puzzle to escape. They'd all end up in the same room. I really shouldn't go to the gym before streaming. Like right before streaming. That was a bad idea. This is what we call in the industry a massive blunder. Guess we all saw the same thing. It's not important. We need to hurry. You think I don't know that, lady? Before the dancer had time to finish, Silver was already running. It's no use! Take this! He grabbed hold of the door labeled 5 and pulled. However... Fuck! It's not open! Whoa, wait a sec. Wait a minute. Can we count on one hand the amount of times a DS game has said fuck? I have to imagine COD Blops on DS does. This damn thing won't even budge. Move. You're in the way. The mountain grabbed Silver's shoulder and tossed him aside. His path cleared. He took a... Jesus. Took a few steps back and then threw himself at the door. Spread eagle. Once. Twice. 3 times. 4 times. The door shook as his body slammed into it, but showed no signs of breaking or opening. The mountain threw himself at the door again. Junpei turned towards door 4. Next to the door on the wall was a small box. It looked just like the one he had seen in his room next to that door. If it was the same, then this door was likely locked as well. Still, he had to check. Junpei grabbed the handle and threw all of his weight into it. It was locked as tight as the door next to it, as he had suspected. Damn it! Junpei punched the door. It did not respond. It mattered not. The door did not care. Were these the only doors, he wondered? He had barely finished the thought when the cock deck plate had passed on his way up sprang, unbidden to his mind. His body moved before he had time to think. Junpei turned and ran back toward the stairs. He had scarcely taken a step when, at the top of the stairs, next to an ornate clock embedded on the wall, he saw a person. It was a girl. Oh my! She looked to be the same age as Junpei. This deal is getting better all the time. He froze, unable to look away from her face. He wasn't confounded by her beauty or something equally silly. No, there was another reason he couldn't take his eyes off the girl. Her drip is immaculate. Junpei had seen her somewhere before. He couldn't quite remember where, but he knew he'd met her before. The girl, too, stared at Junpei similarly stunned. Her response suggested she had seen him before as well. Without saying a word, Junpei walked slowly towards her. She didn't move. It was almost as though she was held in place by some sort of magic spell, or something equally silly. As Junpei stepped onto her landing, the spell broke. No sooner had he set foot down, the whole ship shook a second time. Fuck! The quake caught the girl unprepared and she fell. Moving on instinct, Junpei leapt to catch her. Or so he thought. Her face was far closer than it should have been. Mere inches from his own. He was flat on his back, and she had landed squarely on top of him. The girl seemed as confused as he did. And her face suggested that she still hadn't fully recovered from seeing him. For a moment, that seemed to stretch for a very long time. They stared at one another. Nothing but staring, and the ship stopped. And then the narrator/streamer had a stroke. Everything was quiet. Water could be heard from the bottom of the ship, lapping faintly at walls and ceilings, but eventually that faded as well. The silence was complete. A thick, muffling blanket. At last, the girl opened her mouth. Oh my god, is that you, Jumpy? Jumpy. Her words echoed through Junpei's head, and suddenly his memories returned. Akane! Why hadn't he realized it before? The girl was Akane Kurashiki. Or if this was adapted by the Persona 5 dubbing team, Kurashiki. She and Junpei had been friends in childhood. They had gone to elementary school together for 6 years. What was she doing on the ship? And why isn't her face all fucked up and, malnourished like mine? Her soft eyes were only inches away from his own. He could feel the warmth of her face. Feelings he had thought long forgotten began to work their way to the surface. He could feel his face heating up. At that moment, a speaker crackled to life, and a cold, eerie voice filled the room. Welcome aboard. I welcome you all from the bottom of my heart to this, my vessel. With the voice's invasion, the spell between Junpei and Akane was broken, and all hints of burgeoning romance instantly forgotten. They hurriedly untangled themselves from one another and struggled to their feet. Their 7 companions had heard the voices as well, and many of their faces had gone pale. They looked around frantically, desperate to locate the source of the voice. At last they found it. A speaker set in the ceiling. I am Zero, captain of the ship. I am also the person who invited you here. Welcome to game night. The voice was harsh, obscured occasionally by the crackle of static. But Junpei recognized it. How could he have forgotten it? It was the same voice he had heard from the man in the gas mask. Hey asshole, what the hell is this? I just said it's game night. Come on out here, I want to get a look at you. What did you mean to do to us? I mean to have you participate in the game. I have some Cards Against Humanity, I got some Settlers of Catan. I know some of you I know are familiar with this game. The Nonary game. It is a game where you will put your life on the line. Nonary game? What the hell is that? What the hell is this? The voice continued, implacable. The rules of the Nonary game can be found upon your persons. They are simple rules. Read them. Nonary game? Hey, there's something in my pocket. Check this out. And he's just like... Silver reached into his pocket and pulled out a middle finger. Oh, never mind. And in his... And with his middle finger, a small slip of paper. The rest of them reached into their own pockets and pulled out similar slips of paper. Junpei followed suit and dug into the pockets of his pants. He brushed past his mom's spaghetti and found a small slip of paper. He felt the telltale crumple of paper, slightly damp from his earlier ordeal. Hey, I got one too! It would seem Zero has seen fit to grace us with each with a letter. Would you mind terribly reading it to us, young man? His request had been delivered to Junpei, who, after a short moment of surprise, did as he had asked. On the ship, you'll find a handful of doors emblazoned with numbers. We will call them the numbered doors. Wow. Absolutely original. 10 out of 10 naming. What is this, black clover? The doors in front of you are a pair of the same. The key to opening these numbered doors are the numbered bracelets that each of you possess. Shoot the total numbers on your numbered bracelets and find that the digital root of that number is equal to the number of that door. The door will open. Only those who have opened the door may pass through. There are, however, limits. Only 3 to 5 people can pass through one numbered door. All those who have entered must leave, and all who enter must contribute. I have a 5! He glanced around, and it looked like everyone else had one as well. And it comes to the same conclusion. The purpose of the game is simple. Have fun. Leave this ship alive. It is hidden, but an exit can be found. Seek a way out. Seek a door that carries a 9. Junpei had reached the end of the letter. There was a long moment of silence, and then the speaker crackled to life once more. There is one last thing I must tell you. As you have no doubt surmised, the ship has begun to sink. On April 14th, 1912, the famous ocean liner Titanic crashed into an iceberg. You know, I was... Okay. Yeah. After remaining afloat for 2 hours and 40 minutes, it sank beneath the waters of the North Atlantic. I will give you more time. 9 hours. Wait a minute. Hey, wait a second. That is the time you will be given to make your escape. The voice finished and the speaker went silent. The sound of a bell tolling echoed through the hall. It came from the dance hall adjacent to the stairwell. It took those assembled on the stairs mere moments to trace the sound to an antique clock embedded in the wall. 7, 8, 9, 9, 9. The sound of the 9th bell faded away. The 10th never came. That meant the time was 9 o'clock. Most likely 9 o'clock in the evening. When Junpei had peered out of the window of the cell, he had seen nothing but blackness. It had to be nighttime. If that was the case, then they would need to escape by 6 a.m. the following day. Now it is time. Let our game begin. I wish you all the best of luck. Please enjoy game night. Please sign my guest book. The speaker went silent and did not speak again. Silver yelled at the speaker with language coarse enough to embarrass a sailor, but the rest of Junpei's companions were silent, deep in thought. Junpei, too, was consumed by his thoughts. There was a great deal he didn't understand. Who was Zero? What was the nonary game? Why had he chosen to make them part of it? Was he a criminal who took delight in playing with his victims? Or did he have some other purpose? And why had Junpei been chosen as part of this insane game? Find out next time on 999, only available on the Fox Box. Why had any of them been chosen? Well, one question was foremost in his mind. Akane. They hadn't seen each other since elementary school. Why had she appeared now? Coincidence? No, that seemed impossible. There had to be a reason. He didn't know what it might be, but there had to be a reason. Very well. The lion's voice seemed oddly loud in the silence. Standing around here won't do us any good. Best we get moving, don't you think? Get moving? Are you planning to open the numbered doors? Hey, whoa, wait a second. Don't tell me you're actually gonna do this. No, that's not what I mean. The lion shook his head, mildly annoyed. I'm saying, let's find another way. After all, we haven't really examined this place yet. Wait, what? Oh, it's time to find and escape. Clock. Their separate investigations finished, all 9 people returned to where they had left one another. Result of all their work was nothing. They were completely sealed in. Their hard work had not gone completely to waste, however. They had learned a number of things as they scoured the parts of the ship they could reach. It seemed they were confined to decks A through C. The cock deck was as far down as they would be able to go, however. The reason being, the dick deck was completely submerged. Strangely, however, the water had risen no higher than deck D, the dick deck. The flow seemed to have been stopped somehow, as evidenced by the surface of the water on dick deck, which was as smooth as glass. The prince knelt down and gently drew his hand across it. Perhaps this Zero fellow has used some sort of remote control to seal a watertight door lower down. He said our time limit was 9 hours. In other words, this water won't rise for 9 hours. You're saying we won't sink till then? Well, that may be a little too optimistic. No point to wishful thinking. There were 3 metal doors on the cock deck. A single door stood off to the side, with 2 more on the wall facing the central staircase. None of them had numbers or verification devices. They were, however, locked like the other doors. No matter how much they pushed and shoved, the doors refused to move. The mountain and lion threw themselves against them a few times, but to no avail. The doors were actually elaborate art projects. The door in the back had a keyhole. But none of us had the keyblade. Just above it was a strange mark in the shape of a circle surrounding a dot. There were 2 other doors on C deck as well, but it was clear they were elevators. As well as each had a button next to it with an upside down triangle. They tried pushing the button. No response. Apparently there was no power running to the elevators. To the left of the elevator was a card reader. The card reader had a strange mark on it, some kind of Swahili. It looked like a lowercase h with a dash drawn across the upper stem of the H. Junpei stared at it for a while. This is the symbol of Saturn. It's an astrological symbol. Then the mark on the other door? I think that was the sun symbol. They had seen the same symbols on A deck, on the ass deck. There was a door on either side of the stairs. The one on the left had a keyhole with a similar symbol engraved on it. This is the Earth symbol. The horizontal line symbolizes the equator, and the vertical one represents the prime meridian. Jumpy looked at the ceiling. There was a great circle cut in it, perhaps for a skylight or a glass dome, but it had been filled with a gargantuan metal plate. The metal looked very solid. Anything short of an explosive charge was unlikely to damage it. There were several windows along both sides of the ship, or at least there had been. They too were covered with metal plates. In other words, shit's locked. Do my puzzles, bitch! We're trapped. All the exits go nowhere. Jumpy was not happy. The girl with the pink hair spoke up. Well, I'm sure they go somewhere, we just can't open them. Then the mountain spoke. You don't know that. For all we know, they just open in the walls or take us in circles. The prince did not agree. No, I'm sure they go somewhere. Otherwise, what point would there be? And we can open them. Well, 2 of them at least. You mean the numbered doors? All eyes turned toward the doors with the numbers on them. The atmosphere in the room grew tense. Hey, wait a minute. Choto mate. I think I said this earlier, but I don't think we should do that. The dancer moved in front of the others as if to block them. We'd have to be crazy to open these doors. If we do that, we're doing exactly what Zero wants us to do. Suddenly, everyone began to speak at once. I agree. I don't. That's a terrible idea. We should keep going. We should stay here. We don't have any other way to open any of these doors. I'm hungry. Why wasn't Sonic 3 allowed at the Game Awards for Best Adaptation? We should just wait. Someone's bound to come find us. We don't have time for that. In 8.5 hours, the ship's gonna sink. The clamor of voices made it next to impossible to determine who was saying what. The arguments grew more and more intense until people were shouting and screaming. And sharding. Junpei had remained silent, but at last he could take no more. Hey! Shut up! A man is drowning in the river at Lego City. He felt each stare burning into him, but he refused to flinch. Before we try to decide where we're going to go, there's something else we ought to do. What that? We need to exchange information. What is your Discord username? We don't know anything about each other. I want to know who you guys are. Who you are, where you came from, why you ended up here. Don't tell me you aren't curious too. They were silent. Nobody wanted to talk to Jumpy. Some of them looked the other way, or bit their lip, or crossed their arms and stared at the ceiling. But one of them spoke up. It was Akane. I agree. I think Jumpy is right. Jumpy? I'm sorry, I'm talking about him. I just call him Jumpy. His name is Junpei. We're childhood friends. We went to the same elementary school. Wait, stop! I also went to elementary school with you guys. I don't remember any of us fucking asking. Zero's probably watching us right now. What are you gonna do if he's listening in? Would that be bad? Hell yeah, it would. We don't know how much that bastard knows about us. Maybe he just picked a bunch of random people to kidnap. If that is the case, then it'd be dangerous for us to let him know too much. If Zero knows who we are, he could go after our families. Maybe he'd tell us he had him to get us to do stuff, you know? But we still need to know what our names are. It's gonna be hard to talk to each other if we don't have names. Alright, my name is Greg Mountain. To him, apparently, it seemed like the obvious solution. Code names? Yeah, we'll each pick something. Like, I'll be 7. Why are you 7? Because I'm 7 years old. That's why I remember you guys being at the elementary school. The Mountain stuck out his left arm. He had the 7. Is that the bracelet of 7? Oh, I get it. Yeah, that's a good idea. Alright, I'm gonna be Santa. Any of you chumps know Japanese? No? Well, San means 3, so I'll be Santa. You know, like Santa Claus. Fits, don't you think? I think you're full of shit, Santa. Yeah, it's got a 3 on it. Good job, Grandpa. What do you want, fucking metal? Just like the Mountain had done, Silver thrust out his left hand. Sure enough, the face of his bracelet read 3. Okay. I'll go next. My bracelet number is 1. Huh? 1! Given that, I think Ace seems appropriate. I'll be Lotus then. I'm sure you all know it has 8 petals. Which means, of course, that my bracelet number is 5. I would appreciate if you would call me Snake. Da, 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 da. My bracelet number is 2. Since Ace has chosen cards, then I choose dice. Snake eyes. Clearly, which is particularly relevant, given that I am blind. He kept his eyes closed during their entire ordeal, which had suggested something strange, but to hear it said so casually, it was something of a surprise. How did you get out of your room? Everyone was a little nervous, but no one seemed to know how to react to it. There was one person, however, who didn't seem to be surprised in the least. The girl with the pink hair. I want to be Clover. You know, like a 4-leaf clover. Good luck, right? Looking almost bored, she held out her left hand. It said 2. Oh, that's right, the princess 2. They'd come around to Junpei. He held out his bracelet. Alright, my number's 5, so my code name is gonna be... Why would you have one? It's not like there's any other point to it now. We all know your name is Jumpy. I don't get to have a cool name. I kind of step forward nervously. And you should all call me by my name too, because I mean it doesn't seem fair to Jumpy. You think it's not cool for you to hide your name after you told us his? Akane fidgeted awkwardly. Nyeh. Junpei decided he had to do something. What's your bracelet number? 6. She hesitated for a moment. She held out her left hand. As she claimed, her bracelet face showed a 6. Or is it a 9? Junpei looked at it for a moment and thought, alright then, why don't we call you June? Yeah, you know, it's like the 6th month of the year. So you're June. Jumpy. Akane kneaded her hands and looked up at Junpei, uncertain. No, I want all instances of Junpei's name being Jumpy. He smiled back at her reassuringly. Are you good with that? She thought about it for a few minutes, and then she seemed to come to a decision and gave Jumpy a small nod. Their names decided. Junpei ran over them quickly in his head. Ace. Snake. Santa. Clover. Everyone's but Santa was, like, somewhat okay. Santa is the one where it's like, okay, that's a stretch. 8 was Lotus. That meant that 8 of them, including Junpei, had revealed their bracelet number, but there's still one person left. He was the man with glasses and hair like a bird's nest. He hadn't said anything since they had met on the stairs, and he didn't look like the sort of person who was inclined for conversation. His skin was pale, his his breathing was heavy, knees weak, arm heavy. Reached into his pockets, nothing but mother's spaghetti. His behavior seemed very suspicious, or perhaps simply emotionally unstable. It was difficult to tell. Whatever the case, it seemed clear that he only had a fingertip's worth of a grip on his sanity. The girl with pink hair, Clover, walked up to him slowly. She put her hands on her hips and eyed him. What the heck is going on here? What number are you? He didn't answer. His bloodshot eyes twitched from person to person. His breath came in hot pants. Hey, I'm talking to you. The man licked his lips with a dry tongue and spoke with a voice like old paper. Oh, he's looking. Oh, you with your dry ass having lips. Oh, don't lick them now. Isn't it obvious? There are 9 people here, and you know whose numbers 1 through 8 are. I'm the only one left. So you're 9? Ghost! Yeah. He extended a trembling arm. Unless that's a 6. So what's your code name? Code name? What do you want us to call you? We all made up names. You should too. I don't need one. Why not? Because I'm not gonna stay here with you. He took a shuddering breath and exhaled. Clover looked at him with something very like disgust. You got some sort of plan? I do. Yeah, what's that? You sure you want to know? Yeah. All right. Let me show you. He just has a gun. I'm gonna do this persona. Anyway. By the time they realized what he was doing, it was too late to stop him. The man's body moved like a snake's. In the blink of an eye, it slid around behind her and wrapped his arm around her waist. Hey, what the fuck do you think you're doing? Santa leapt forward toward Clover and the 9th man. He was halfway there when... Stay back! Suddenly the man's hand dove into his pocket. It's a gun! Oh, it's a knife. It came back out with a knife. A pocket knife. He held it to Clover's pale, quivering neck. She doesn't seem that pale. If you get any closer, I'll cut her open. Santa skidded to a halt. He snarled at the scrawny man with the knife and gritted his teeth. Yes, that's right. The man's smile was neither friendly nor reassuring. Sweat poured down his neck, soaking the collar of his shirt. Clover, you're alright? I can't tell. I'm blind. Snake's voice sounded oddly concerned. Yeah, I'm fine. Her voice shook, making her words seem less convincing. What the hell are you trying to do? I told you. This is my plan. What are you gonna do to her, you sick son of a bitch? Don't worry. I'm not gonna do anything to her. If she just does what I tell her to, I'll let her go. He started to move backward slowly, keeping his grip on Clover. Keeping their distance, Junpei and the others followed. Eventually, the man reached the wall. He gave a start as his back touched it, then glanced around quickly and spoke. Verify. Huh? The left. Look on your left. Do you see the device on your wall? Place your hand on the scanner panel. The rounder part. What if I don't? The man's nostrils flared as he looked like he was about to choke. Are you an idiot? What do you think? I got a fucking knife in my hand. I'm not exactly about to cut open an apple with this. I could slit your throat right now. I'll kill you if I have to. All I need is your bracelet. Just do it. Do it now. Do it now. Diddy now. Diddy Mao. He pressed the knife against Clover's neck. Hard. Slowly, she stretched her left hand out and toward the device. Her back was to it and she had felt around for a moment before she found the circular panel. made a cold electronic noise, and a display above her hand, an asterisk appeared. So that's how it works, Junpei thought to himself. By placing one's palm on the on what the ninth man called the scanner panel, the user's bracelet number would be entered into the device. Ah, yes, the digital roots. Jumpy shifted his eyes toward the door itself. The number on it was 5. The ninth man seemed to know a little more about the device's operation than he should. How do you know exactly what to do? Good, you're done. Next? His bloodshot eyes crept from person to person until finally they stopped on the lion, Ace. You, right? You're the one with the number 1 bracelet, right? I am, so then you're next. Just verify your number like this little brat did. What are you doing? Do it. Don't you care what happens to her? Okay, just calm the fuck down. Ace held up his hands, palms out. Ninth man jerked his chin toward the device. Slowly, cautiously, Ace moved towards it. After what seemed like an agonizing eternity, he reached it. Now verify. Ace nodded and placed his hand on the second scanner panel. The device beeped again and a second asterisk appeared. Now the device had Clover and Ace's number. 4 and 1. 4 plus 1 equals 5 for those who don't know. Same as the number written on this door. But it wouldn't open just yet. Only 3 to 5 people can pass through the one numbered door. The door needed at least one more person. Who would that be? Hold on, let me bring out my calculator. By the knife he held to Clover's throat made his words a command. Ace took two, then 3 steps back. No, farther. More than that. Go all the way back. Slowly, Ace did what he was told. The ninth man's lips curled into a cruel, twisted smile. That was when Jumpy understood his plan. Clover's 4 and Ace's 1. Added the ninth man's 9. 4 plus 1 plus 9 equals 14. 1 plus 4 equals 5. In other words... Thank God you were all so cooperative. Now I can get out of this nightmare. He pressed his own hand against the scanner panel. A third asterisk appeared on the screen. He dropped his hand to the lever to the side of the device and pulled. Alright, so I guess that is the 9. I was waiting for that to be some kind of twist. The door opened with a heavy metallic groan. He let go of Clover. Wait, said Jumpy. Jumpy leapt toward the ninth man, but he wasn't fast enough. The man shoved Clover. Ah! And hopped through the door. Okay, have a good one, guys. I'm going off ahead now. Well then, bye. He raised his hand and waved, a twisted smirk on his face. Then he was gone. The door ground shut with a dull clang of metal on metal. Clover! Are you alright? I can't tell. Please say something. I'm blind. Yeah, I'm fine. Who said that? She climbed unsteadily to her feet, and once there, leaned heavily on Snake's shoulders for support. Jumpy ran to the door. The others followed him. Oh, nobody could open that door. It's not like we just saw how this shit works. Shit! It won't budge. That was when Lotus, the dancer, spoke. Her voice was quiet. Do you hear something? Like what? Like some sort of beeping? Junpei pressed his ear against the cold metal of the door. The others did the same. You're right, I can hear it too. What is it? They heard something else. It was the ninth man. Shit! Why isn't it stopping? God damn it! You lied! Lied? This wasn't supposed to happen. This is wrong. This is wrong! His voice shook with fear. Safe on the outside, they stepped back from the door and looked at one another. What is happening in there? Oh, open the door, please! I'm begging you. Help me. Please get me out of here. Get me out of here. Junpei grabbed hold of the device. He slammed his hand on the scanner panel. Nothing happened. Why didn't it register him? He looked at the display where the asterisk had shown up. It said engaged. Ninth man is engaged. He's gonna get married. Oh my god, there's no time left. There's no time! Listen, I was lied to. He lied to me. He put me in here. It was him. He killed me. It was him. Yeah. The explosion rocked the room. Instinctively, they ducked, then stood up slowly when they realized there was no danger. No one spoke. Silence filled the room. In that silence, the electronic tone that echoed across the room sounded as loud as a gunshot. All eyes turned towards it. It had come from the device mounted next to the door. The display changed from engaged to vacant. Let's see if we can open it. 7, the mountain, swallowed hard. Jumpy nodded and placed his hand on the scanner panel. A red asterisk appeared on the LCD panel. The device had registered Jumpy's bracelet number. His was not enough, however. At least 2 more people were needed. Jumpy asked, which pair? Alright, so 5 plus... God damn it, I hate that I need a calculator for this. Actually, do they... Oh, okay, they can just... This just straight up works. Okay. Nope. What were the other ones? Oh, that was 3 and 6. Santa in June. You think you could give me a hand here? The pun was a little too on the nose. The move was still grim. I'm glad that they acknowledged that it was a pun, because that was like, that could have been a very just normal phrase. He verified and she followed suit. 5 plus 3 plus 6 equals 14, and 1 plus 4 equals 5. It fulfilled the conditions. If they were there to pull the lever on the side, I'm gonna open it. If I explode, none of you are allowed to go to my funeral. They stiffened and nodded. Junpei nodded back and set his mouth in a grim line. Then he slowly lowered the lever. Pull the lever, Jumpy. Right lever. There was a metallic groan and the door slid open. A breath of air drifted out of it, carrying the stench of that nearly made them gag. Junpei grimaced and put a hand over his mouth. Oh my god. Oh, good god. Lotus and Ace shuddered. 7 grunted. Whoa, that's pretty bad. Even Santa's voice shook. He blew up. And then he acted like he don't know nobody. It appeared that Santa was right. The hallway on the other side of the door was splattered with chunks of torn flesh and dark red blood. And even though this is an ember-rated game, we're not showing that on a DS. Never mind, there it is. The shriek echoed across the room. It had come from June. Then her strength left, and she just fucking dropped like a sack of bricks. As Junpei turned to catch her, the door had grown shut. Ah, shit. Was I in there? Okay, no, I'm out of it. That was when he noticed. Her whole body was feverish. She was radiating intense heat. What the hell? Where'd this fever come from? June didn't answer. Her face looked like wax, and her whole body began to shake. Alright, let's just rest for a minute, okay? Think you can walk? She nodded weakly. Junpei lifted June to her feet and guided her to the nearby chair. Here we go. As gently as he could, he set her down on it. How are you feeling? Are you alright? Were you able to notice which chunks of Ninth Man were what? Why did this happen? Her voice cracked, broken by misery and grief, and choked by sobs. Why did this happen? Jumpy spun around. Do any of you know what the fuck is going on here? Who's Zero? What's this notary game? Come on. Anybody? Anything? What the hell is going on? What are we doing here? What are we even doing here? Ace, Snake, Santa, Clover, Seven, and Lotus. They simply stood there, 7 pairs of downcast eyes and 7 grim lines for mouths. June's body shook with silent sobs. They slowed as the minutes ticked by, and eventually they stopped. Then suddenly, in the cold, heavy silence that had enveloped them like a thick fog, a bell began to ring. The clock in the central hall. 7, 8, 9, 10 times. And then on the 10th ring, it stopped. The sound of the bell faded away into silence. It's 10 o'clock then. No, for me it's 9:30, but hey, close enough. That means it's been an hour since Zero's little announcement. Seven's deep voice echoed across the room. Fuck! I've had enough of this crap. Santa leapt to his feet, his fist clenched. How long are we gonna pussyfoot around like this? We've only got 8 hours until this time limit Zero was talking about is up. Let's get going already. Go! G-O, go! Santa's outburst fell on deaf ears. No one seemed to agree with him. They stared back at him, their eyes blank and their faces tired. Finally, Lotus spoke. Fuck you, I refuse. I'm not gonna end up like him. Him? You mean the 9th Man? Of course. Who else? In his mind's eye, Junpei saw the corpse again. The dark reddish-black pool of blood. The scattered pieces of flesh. Organs strewn across the floor like the blossoming of a grotesque flower. The explosion that had torn through his body had been powerful. The 9th Man's neck had been twisted at an odd angle. Junpei suspected the detonation had thrown him against the wall. Half of his face was crushed and the other half was covered in blood. Most of his abdomen had been emptied, either by the explosion or by gravity. He had landed on his back, its stark white ribs jut out of his chest like the legs of some sort of macabre crab. Merry Christmas, everybody. Junpei felt something flip in his stomach. I think he just screwed up. Eyebrows went up and Santa continued. He probably set off some sort of trap and that killed him. I'm not gonna screw up like that. I'm getting out of here alive. He, ha 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 ha. Whatever Snake was laughing at, Santa did not find it particularly humorous. What's so goddamn funny? Oh, my apologies. You were just so very confident. I couldn't help myself. What the fuck? I think you're mistaken the situation. Eh? The ninth man's death had nothing to do with the trap, or at least not the sort of trap you imagine it did. Then he broke one of Zero's rules. That was why he died. Quite simple if you think about it. You still don't? Alright. How about you take a moment and think back to what Zero said? Specifically, what did he say about the number of people? He said only 3 to 5 people could pass through the numbered door. Right? And after that, you've forgotten the relevant part. What did Zero say? Santa furrowed his brow in thought. His brain wrinkling at the very chance to think. Jumpy thought back too. Zero said that everyone who verified had to go. All those who enter must leave, and all those who enter must contribute. I think it was something like that. Whoever it was, it means the groups of less than 3 or more than 5 can't go through. That is correct. You're a good boy, Jumpy. A gold star for you, Jumpy. Snake inclined his head towards Jumpy. The ninth man, however, broke that rule. He tried to pass through a numbered door by himself. That was why he was executed. Zero's watching us from somewhere? Making sure we don't break any rules? Oh, I'm not so sure of that. Why not? Because this execution system is entirely automatic. You didn't notice? There's no need for him to monitor us. What do you mean? Snake looked at Seven with what could only be described as pity and sighed. Well, looked is a bit of a... Snake faced Seven's general direction with what could only be described as pity and sighed. Very well. I see it must be me who tells you. I waited long enough, I suppose. I had hoped Zero might spare me the trouble, but that seems increasingly unlikely. He couldn't see that... he couldn't see them, of course, but perhaps Snake sensed the confused eyes upon him. When Ace spoke, he gave his words to everyone else's thoughts. Do you know something? Oh, I know a great many things, but yeah. What do you know then? Let's fucking hear it. Here. Snake removed a card from the pocket of his jacket. With a flourish, he presented it to Ace, who took a close look at it and spoke. Come on now, what's the point of giving me this? Give me that. Snake snatched the card from Ace, but his expression of disgust quickly turned to one of confusion. What? The hell is this? Seven tugged it out of Santa's hands. I see. The card went from Seven to Lotus, from Lotus to June, and finally to Jumpy. He looked at it and understood. This is Braille! Braille, the written language of the blind. The card was covered in small embossed bumps. Jumpy could recognize it, but he certainly couldn't read it. You ableist piece of shit. Sorry, guys, I can't read this. Jumpy handed the card back to Snake, who nodded at him with a small smirk. Okay, that was fun. What's so important about that card? I found it in my pocket. I can only assume it's a message from Zero. From Zero? A message? What's it say? Suddenly everyone's crowding around Snake, desperate to hear what the message said. Santa especially looked as if he were about to grab hold of Snake and shake the answers out of him. Snake raised his hand. Calm down. No need to panic. You don't need to force me, I'll read it. It says, Snake has the largest penis in this entire group and is the most special and awesome guy here. Love, Zero. He was not the only one. Presently, Snake began to read, his voice calm. His fingers glided over the tiny bumps as he spoke. Bracelet number 2. Since you are not blessed with sight, I shall bless you and only you with information. I should tell you of the function of the red, of the dead, and of the bracelet. The red is the recognition device. This will verify your number. Beside every numbered door, you will find a red. The dead is the deactivation device. It does exactly what it says. Once you have passed through the numbered door, you must use the dead to stop the detonator in your bracelet. But perhaps you are wondering, what does this detonator detonate? I am afraid this must be something of a surprise. I have placed a small bomb inside of you, and the people whom you are about to meet. You swallowed it while you were unconscious. I have no doubt that by the time you read this note, the bomb will have passed your stomach and found its way into your small intestine. In other words, you will be unable to regurgitate it. I suggest you do not try. As mentioned before, the bracelet on your left arm contains a detonator. Think of it as a remote fuse or timer for the bomb in your body. There's only one condition which will cause to detonate. That condition is that you enter a numbered door. Once you have done so... Oh god, I'm sorry. The timer will activate no matter who you may be. You will have 81 seconds. If after that time the detonator has not been deactivated, you will send a signal to the bomb in your body instructing it to explode. In order to deactivate the detonator, every person who verified their number at the red must also verify their numbers at the dead. Once all numbers have been verified by the dead, you will need only pull the lever at its side and the countdown will cease. Anyone who does not verify their number at the red will find themselves unable to verify their number at the dead. That is to say, if you pass through a numbered door without first verifying your number at the red in 81 seconds, you will be dead! You must also keep in mind that the numbered doors will close automatically after 9 seconds have passed. Oh man. Wait, what was the full title of this? It was like 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors. Nine hours, 9 persons, 9 doors, and also 9 seconds. 9999. As long as the door is open, the dead will not function. You will do well to remember this. Lastly, let us discuss how to remove the bracelets. There are only 2 ways to do so. 1, you escape from the ship. 2, your heart rate reaches 0. In other words, once the bracelet is taken outside the confines of the ship or detects that its wearer heartbeat has fallen to 0, it will shut down automatically. There is no other way to remove your bracelet. If you attempt to force it off or disable the detonator, the bomb within you will immediately explode. That is all the information which I can impart to you. How you choose to use it is for you to decide. If used wisely, you can eliminate those who might be a danger to you. For a time, you will be able to control your fate. I wish you the best of luck. Snake finished reading and carefully returned the card to his pocket. The message had been lengthy, but its meaning was clear. Only those who verify their numbers at the red could pass through the numbered doors. Teams could not increase or decrease their number. The Reds, Deads, and Bracelets enforced the rules. They were judge, jury, and executioner. Oh, that's like that thing that Frank Castle says. In defiance of Zero's suggestion, both Santa and Seven put fingers down their throats and began to gag. The rest stiffened. Some touched their stomachs or simply stared at their bracelets. Jumpy gingerly touched his stomach. There was a bomb in his body. The thought of it made him queasy. His stomach felt oddly hollow, and his legs were weak. Knees weak, arms heavy. Why had Zero designed such a ludicrous game? Junpei looked over at the others. I keep wanting to keep calling him Jumpy, and I'm swapping between it. Alright, I'm gonna ask one more time. Do any of you know anything about Zero? They were all silent, each person waiting to hear what the others would say. Finally, Santa spoke. Actually, I saw him. I saw Zero when I got grabbed. I didn't see his face, though. Son of a bitch was wearing some kind of gas mask. What the hell? Come on, guys, give me something. You know, like, surprise or something. Instead, it was Santa who was surprised. There was a moment of silence and everybody spoke at once. I saw him too. Me too. He was wearing a gas mask. As stories were sorted out, the truth became clear. All of their stories were the same. They had been abducted at home at midnight. The person claiming to be Zero had worn a mask. There had been white smoke, and then each person had passed out. When they awoke, they found themselves on Dick Deck, in a room with a 3-level bunk bed. Only 7 stories seemed to lack the details of the others. Oh, me? Yeah, mine was just like the rest of yours. That was all he had said. That's suspicious as fuck. It had occurred to Jumpy at the time that it sounded somewhat strange, but he didn't press the issue. He hadn't done so because there was something that struck him as even stranger. That was the mystery of the relationship between Snake and Clover. For some reason, they had been abducted from the same room and woken up in the same room. Jumpy looked at them thoughtfully. So what's the deal with the two of you, anyway? It was Clover that answered. Clearly, she felt she had nothing to hide. We're siblings. Siblings? Yes? Snake is my older brother, obviously. That means I'm his little sister. That really so hard to understand? Jumpy was taken aback. The others seemed just as surprised. She is correct, of course. He laid his hands on Clover's shoulder. Are you surprised? Well, yeah, but why? There are other people here with connections. There are other people here with connections to one another. Those two, for instance. And he's like pointing at a wall. Nobody's in that general direction. Snake pointed at Jumpy and June. Oh, you mean between Jumpy and me? Ah, yes. You did say you were childhood friends, didn't you? You went to school. Yeah. June glanced at Jumpy, uncomfortable with all of the sudden attention, especially because she saw a man die. Junpei felt somewhat nervous as well, and tried to scratch his head as casually as possible. You think maybe we can figure out who Zero is this way? Yeah, you're right. You connect the dots between the victims and that leads you to the burp. Textbook stuff. Textbook stuff. Junpei, June, does any of this ring a bell? Ring a bell. That's right. I should be playing Bravely Default right now. They looked at one another, and like it was staged, they both tilted their neck at the same time. Well, perhaps you went to school with the son of a multimillionaire. A millionaire? Son? Well, someone bought this boat and set up all of this. Whoever Zero is, they must be incredibly rich. Well, we can't be sure of that. To me, this seems as though it's the work of an organization, not an individual. Zero is most likely the representative of a larger group. What sort of organization? It could be a number of things. An army perhaps, or a research group? A prank channel on YouTube? Perhaps this is all some sort of psychological experiment. If it is, then it's a pretty fucked up experiment. I mean, come on, a guy's dead. The word dead hung in the air, heavy and ominous. The room went quiet again. I don't know who the hell this Zero asshole is, but I know for sure he's gotta be... I know he's gotta be pretty. Like, I'm talking fucking kissable lips. Pretty fucked up in the head to do all this. If this was all one guy, then he's got some serious issues. Even with the specter of death hanging over them, their discussion continued for some time. And in the end, however, they learned nothing. And in the end, it didn't even matter. By the time they finished, 1.5 of their 9 hours were gone. All they had to show for it was impatience. Man, look, we only got 7.5 hours left, okay? You really sure you want to just sit around? No one was willing to argue this time. Very well, then. There's only one way for us to proceed. It's sure not gonna be fun running around knowing we gotta jump when Zero says jump. Well, it's stupid to sit around here and do nothing. Thanks to Snake's card, we at least have some idea how all this works. Yep. As long as we follow the rules, we should, we will most likely be alright. But what? Who's going to go in which door? June looked toward the numbers doors. Oh yeah, that's right. We can't have any more than 5 people in one door. All 8 of us can't go in the same door. Well then, gang, it looks like we have to split up and look for clues. Wait. Lotus looked terrified. I'm telling you now, there is no way in hell that I'm going into door 5. Come on now, don't be selfish. Call me whatever the hell you want, I'm not going in there. If I'm gonna have to walk through all that blood, I'd rather stay here. Hey. Wait, Vay. And we were doing so well. Ace shook his head sadly. Sorry, but I ain't going in there either. Someone else can go in the door 5. Oh, Santa, not you too. That's not very holly jolly of you. Hey man, I just bought these shoes. If you think I'm getting some creepy dude's blood all over him, you gotta know the think coming. Has that always been what that phrase was supposed to be? I always thought it was another thing coming. What the hell, man? Weren't you the one who kept saying we should get going? Yeah, so? Doesn't mean I wanted to go in the door 5. Oh, God. There was an awkward silence. Finally, 7 spoke. Fine. I'll go into door 5. I can't go in there alone, though. Anyone else willing to come with me? There was another long silence. This time, Snake was the one to break it. I'll go. What? Don't worry, you'll be fine. We may part now, but I'm certain we'll meet again later. How do you know that? Because I do. That's not an answer. If you're going, then I'm going. I'm going into door 5. Oh, God, what am I going to do with you? There's nothing you have to do. If I join you, the problem is solved. 7 is 7, Snake is 2. And if you had Clover's 4 and my 1, the digital root would be 5. 7 plus 2 plus 4 plus 1 is 14, and 1 plus 4 is 5. Oh, works perfectly. The 4 of us can go into door 5. Wait, what about the other 4? What's their digital root gonna be? Junpei did a quick mental calculation. Lotus, Santa, June, and Junpei remained. Their bracelet numbers were 8, 3, 6, and 5. 8, 3, 6, and 5? Hey, it works. We can go into door 4. He repeated what he had determined. It's 4. Out of our 4 bracelet numbers, and the digital root is 4. Yeah, oh, that worked out well. Jumpy ran over the team assignments in his head one more time. 4 people will go into door 5. 7, Snake, Clover, and Ace. 4 people will go into door 4. Lotus, Santa, June, and Junpei. Junpei had asked himself if the teams were what he really wanted. Beyond door 5 was what remained of the 9th man. He never wanted to see that thing again, but something in him said he would be unwise not to examine the corpse even a little closer. Of course, if we went through the door number 5, he wouldn't be going with Lotus and Santa. True, it would be possible for him to bring June with him through door 5, but that would mean she would have to see the horrific carnage that waited for her. Junpei didn't want that. Junpei was torn. Should he stay silent and go through door 4? Or should he stop them all and insist on door 5? As he turned his options over and over in his mind, Ace spoke up. Alright, seems we've reached a conclusion. Shall we go? He began to walk towards door 5. Clover and Snake followed with 7 a short distance behind. Jumpy, which door do you want to go through? I don't know. Oh, wait, yeah, actually? We're gonna go through 4. He would go through door 4 with Lotus, Santa, and June. Why had Junpei even considered doing otherwise? He would be there for June. For Akane Kurashiki. Hope he didn't say that out loud. That seemed good. He felt it was the right choice to make. He made no shows of affection, but Junpei saw her as something more than just a friend from his childhood. Ace, Snake, Clover, and 7 walked into the 5 door, and Junpei said nothing as they left. Before long, they had reached door 5. They talked to one another for a few seconds, saying that Junpei couldn't hear. And then laid their hands one by one on the scanner panel of the red. Ace grabbed the lever. His face tight with determination, he turned over his shoulder to look at Junpei and his companions. Goodbye. Be careful. As Ace pulled the lever, the door swung open, the mouth of a great hungry beast. Beyond the door, Junpei knew that lay the sad remains of the 9th man. It did not surprise him that Ace, Clover, and 7 hesitated. The body was not a pleasant thing. Snake had no such problems, as his blindness made him immune to the horror. He stepped through the door, his feet making a wet splack in the pool of flood. Do you intend to kill me? I assume you haven't forgotten the door only remains open for another 9 seconds. Snake had not even bothered to turn around, but the other 3 steeled themselves and stepped through the door. Door 5 swung shut, closing with the heavy finality of a metal upon metal. Junpei and his companions scrambled to the door. They pressed their ears to it in an attempt to hear what might be taking place on the other side. It's beeping. Just like before. Probably the sound of the detonator on the bracelet. June's face showed concern more plainly than her words ever could. Almost as though in response to her question, a voice rang out from the other side of the door. It was 7. Hey, there it is. It's gotta be that dead thing. Come on, we gotta authenticate. The beeping stopped. The sighs of release were audible even through the heavy door. Oh, okay, it looks like it stopped. Junpei and his companions leaned away from the door, breathed in a collective sigh of relief from their own, and then heard an even larger explosion. They heard 7's voice, but it wouldn't hurt to be sure. Yeah, we're fine. Despite the recent danger, Clover's voice was as bubbly as ever. Oh, hey, I'm gonna tell you about this whole dead thing, okay? The dead is just like the red, but the colors are different. You know, the red was red. Well, the dead is blue. Other than that, it's just like the red. Authenticating is the same too. Oh, cool, thanks. Well, let's move on. We should be careful out there. Roger that. Junpei and the others left door 5 and headed towards door 4. They stood in front of the red and placed each of their hands on it. Four asterisks appeared on the screen. Junpei grabbed the lever and turned around. You guys ready? Yeah. Sure. Let's go. None of them looked particularly optimistic, but their faces were set. Junpei nodded to them and turned back toward the red. Okay, let's go. With strength and determination, he pulled the lever. I'm not sure what that is. I'm going to assume it's an emulation error. Run! The 4 of them left through the door together. The moment they passed through it, they each heard a cold electronic sound come from the left wrist. Center of each bracelet, a red skull appeared and began to to flash. Well, that's more pink, but okay. The detonator's countdown had begun. And the long moment that each of them spent staring at their wrists. The number door left behind them closed. The sound of metal on metal reverberating down the hallway. There was no way back now. They were committed. They gotta deactivate this shit. They began to run, eyes looking frantically for the device that was the key to their salvation. The hallway they found themselves running down was a long one, easily 300 feet in length. On the right side of it stood a series of wooden doors, all nearly identical. If they had taken time to think, they would likely have discerned that the doors lead to cabins. Don't tell me the dead is in one of these rooms. How many rooms do you think there are? Jumpy was too frightened to count properly, but at this best there were 7 or 8 of them. Ah, fuck! There wasn't time to count them, to be sure. Jumpy ran to the nearest door. Nope, didn't open. Didn't feel locked. More like someone had hammered an iron plate over the door, the other side of the door. Jumpy turned around to find another door and saw that his companions had already run to the doors of their own. Their own words confirmed his fears. Shit, no good. Same here. It's not moving. June was the last to speak up. As Junpei looked in her direction, his eyes caught something he hadn't noticed before. A small red light. It flashed at him dimly at the end of the hallway. That's it! Over there! Run! And this is the blur that simulates running. Santa called out to them as he ran. How many more seconds do we have? How would I know? Our time limit is 81 seconds. Well, I know that, goddammit! I'm asking you how many we have left! In all likelihood, Junpei figured nearly a minute had already passed since the door had closed behind them. Urgency foremost in all of their minds, they arrived at the end of the hallway. The dead sat on the left wall, blinking almost tauntingly at them. Hurry! Jumpy grabbed hold of the machine, his hands slick with sweat and shaking. He slammed his hand against the scanner panel. The other three quickly followed suit. Santa yanked the lever. We've done it. Colonel, we managed to avoid drowning. Good job. Looks like it stopped. His hands beginning to steady, Junpei wiped away some of the sweat that had beaded on his forehead. As they caught their breath, the 4 companions began to look around. They realized that the prologue of this video game is front-loaded as shit. At the end of the hallway lay a heavy-looking set of double door. Set into the halls of the hallway, or either side of the larger door were 2 smaller door. They all needed inspecting, but Jumpy began with the largest of the 3, the double door. How many times had he come across similar doors with similar results, he wondered. Or perhaps he corrected himself. More lack of results. Whatever the reason, the door remained firm and unyielding and refused to allow Jumpy or anyone else passage. Near the handle was a small keyhole. Oh, that's the, fuck. I don't remember. Mail? He wasn't quite sure what to make of it and started looking for it at a moment in confusion. That's not the symbol for mail. Well, I mean, it kinda is. That's probably the symbol for Mars. Well, technically, they are the same symbol. But I saw a number of similar symbols near the main stairway. Symbols of the solar system. The sun. Saturn. Earth. Why does Earth get, like, such a, like, milquetoast symbol? While Jumpy and June talked, Santa had disappeared. They turned to find some distance down the hallway. He had gone to check the other doors. Yeah, shit's locked. We only have 2 more doors. Oh, shit. B92 and B93. Alright, let's open them. Jumpy put his hand on the doorknob for the door that said room 92. Santa moved towards the door to room 93. There's nothing more to be afraid of. Jumpy and Santa looked at each other and nodded. 1, 2, 3! And promptly found themselves in a new room! June followed Jumpy as he threw open his door. They turned around and saw that the door on the other side was open as well. Through the door was another person, his mouth agape. It was Santa. Hey, it opened. Yeah, it did. Jumpy and Santa looked at each other. They had not expecting the doors to yield so easily. Otis's calm voice broke into their thoughts. Maybe this is part of the plan. I can't say I enjoy being treated like someone's puppet. As she headed for room 93, Lotus continued. Well, now we have 2 rooms. I'm sure there's something in there that will help us get out of here. Let's find out. Santa and I will search this room. Jumpy and June search the other one. Oh my god. Seek a way out. That face looks expensive. I wonder how much we could get for it. Are you gonna steal it? Okay, June, you were kind of like whatever at the start. Alright, that immediately I'm like, okay. I'm on board for this now. This is kind of weird looking picture. You think it's an abstract painting or something? It's kind of like a demon with an elephant-like nose. Sucking on a human being's brain. Where the hell did that come from? What's her brain made of? Can't say I'd mind finding out a little more about what's going on in there. Couch. Jumpy, what are you doing? We don't have the time to be relaxing on a sofa. I was looking under the cushions. Matches. There are matches inside, obviously. Are we sure about that? Hey, do you think we could burn down that door at the end of the hallway with these matches? Not gonna work, huh? Yeah. Junpei looked down blankly at what he was holding, then up at June. Oh yeah, how's your fever? You feeling better? Oh yeah, I'm feeling fine. June certainly looked fine. Jumpy held his hand on her forehead for a few seconds. Seems her fever really had calmed down. Are you worried about me? Well, I mean, yeah. June blushed and giggled. By the way, Jumpy? How did you end up here? What do you mean? I told you earlier, didn't I? There was a man with a gas mask when you got home at night, who inhaled some white smoke and passed out. When you woke up, you were on Dick Deck. Yeah. Is that really the truth? What? Jumpy, are you hiding something from me? No. Why would I? Well, if you think about it, this is awfully suspicious. I mean, why would 2 childhood friends bump into each other in places like this? Heck, I ask you the same thing. Are you hiding something? What would I hide? I'm not the killer. I'm not Zero. I don't know anything. I mean, you're hiding it. You're hiding it. Why, how would I know? You mean like the number of men I dated? What the fuck? What? Jumpy's heart stumbled over itself. Do you want to know? He was a little curious. Don't worry. 37. My childhood friend sucked 37 dicks. In a row? Only 18. Times 0. Yeah, I guess you just haven't met Mr. Right yet. Joan looked a little embarrassed and scratched the back of her head in a desperate attempt to seem nonchalant. Junpei coughed quietly in much the same way. Anyway, I'm not hiding anything. Just like you, Jumpy. When I woke up, I was on Dick Deck. Well, you do have a point. I mean, why did Zero pick us? We haven't seen each other since elementary school. Joan nodded, and for a few moments she had the faraway look of someone in deep thought. Look for what connects the victims. That will lead you to the culprit. Do you remember Seven saying something like that? Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. I think this must have something to do with a classmate of ours. You got any idea who it might be? No. Oh. Well, if it had something to do with school, then it could be one of our teachers, or maybe the principal, or the janitor, or the lunch lady. I can barely remember any of them. Yeah, I know. Junpei went back to searching, feeling unpleasant and confused. Elementary school. Elementary school. Was there anything strange that had happened in elementary school? As he searched the room, he continued to rack his brain. It's a display case, but there's nothing being displayed. How sad. Looks like the drawers are empty too. It's a round wooden table. Oh, oh, oh. Wait, what the fuck? That's the bathroom wall. There's square tiles all over it. There's a little blue platform protruding from the shower wall next to the knobs. It's for putting soap on. I used a shower once, so I know. What? Let's see if anything happens when we turn it. No water. I used a shower once before. Someone was well prepared. Toilet. There isn't even any water in it. Damn it. It's a shower head. Feels dry too. That probably means no one's used it. Why don't we go back to the living room? Oh yay. Okay, so then bed, pillow. It's a double. It doesn't look like a double. It looks like a bed for children. You're turning red. Is her fever back? Hey, you alright? You need to lay down for a minute? Oh no, I'm fine. I think it's still a little early for that. Eh? Hey, seriously, you're really okay? It's a light blue blanket with some designs on it. Someone's made the bed, or at least never unmade it. There's only bed sheets under the blanket, nothing exciting. A bed frame. Now we don't have to worry about falling off. And she's blushing again. What the hell is she thinking about? Okay. This isn't a painting. It's a map. Let's check that fucking map. It's now possible to use the map. It's entirely different in function from the bird's eye view mode. While on the map screen, you can examine a map from the ship's floor plan, which will acquire over the course of the story. Touch the menu to open the menu. If you touch the map while in the menu, you'll be taken to the map screen. While there, you can scroll around the floor plan with the control pad or the stylus. Touching the green parts of the floor plan will allow you to see the bird's eye view for that room. Jumpy took one last look at the map, then folded it and slid it back into his pocket. Jumpy looked it up as he closed it. The ship is bigger than I thought. Yeah, it's probably about 900 feet long. Must be one of those fancy cruise ships. Of course, it doesn't really look like a cruise ship. Everything in here is really retro. Even if it's sort of some sort of style choice, there's just too much. On April 14th, 1912, the famous ocean liner Titanic crashed into an iceberg. After remaining afloat for 2 hours and 40 minutes, it sank beneath the waters of the North Atlantic. Do you think maybe this boat and the Titanic had something to do with each other? Are we on the Titanic too? I thought he would have mentioned it if there wasn't a reason. Jumpy took a moment to look around the room. Do you think this boat is... There's no way it's the actual Titanic. A replica of the Titanic? A replica? Yeah, you know, like a copy of the actual boat. Who on earth would make something like that? I don't know, like a museum or something? Fans. Crazy Titanic fans. Do you even know how much money that would take? Well, I mean, as opposed to, like, getting the actual fucking boat. All they gotta do is break even, you know? Break even? Yeah. They could use that as a cruise ship. Climb aboard a piece of history, sail around the world in the resurrected Titanic. Hell, with marketing like that, they probably have more customers than they know what to do with. Do you really think people would want to ride on a ship with such an ominous past? It's the site of the worst accident in history. Over 1,500 people died. I wouldn't be surprised if you get cursed just for going. A curse, huh? Jumpy, do you believe in that sort of thing? Maybe. Nah, they're a load of crap. We ain't in the Jujutsu Kaisen universe. Curses are stupid and dumb and not real. Tact was not one of Junpei's many better qualities. Yes, I do believe in curses. In fact, I think it was a curse that sunk the Titanic. What? A curse sank the Titanic. Ryomen Sukuna sunk the Titanic. The curse of the Egyptian mummy? I couldn't understand how... Jumpy couldn't understand how June had maintained a straight face to say that. Supposedly, the Titanic carried the mummy of the priestess Amon-Ra, which was stolen from a pyramid. And they say that the mummy had a history. Everyone involved when it died mysterious deaths. Come on, I'm sure you've heard about it before. Those who open the coffin will be forever cursed. Haven't you ever heard that one? So you're saying the Titanic sunk because of that curse? Yeah. June's eyes had lit up with excitement, like a child with a new toy. That's stupid. I don't buy it. It's true! How can you be so sure? That mummy wasn't just a normal mummy. It was a really mysterious, totally unbelievable. What was so unbelievable about it? Well, supposedly she was really pretty. Pretty? Yeah. But she was a mummy. That's right. She wasn't all shriveled up or rotten or anything. She looked just like she was alive. Oh, I get it. It's that thing, I don't remember the name, where your body turns into some kind of wax. If a dead body's put in the right sort of environment, the fat in it turns into some kind of candle wax, right? And yes, saponification. But that's not what it was. Eh? That's not it. She wasn't wax. Then what was it? They say that she was frozen. Frozen. In Egypt. What? Frozen? That's right. The whole body was frozen solid. You know how a human body is more than 60% water? Well, all of that water was frozen. The story says that from the time of its discovery all the way through when it got put on the Titanic, and even though it was carried through the desert, her body never melted. We have a handful of hours before this ship sinks. June and Junpei talked a little bit more, then went back to their investigation. But even as they did, his mind went back to what she told him. Ice that wouldn't melt, even in the desert. Could such a thing really exist? No, even if it did. It wouldn't really be ice anymore, would it? The more he thought about it, the more his head hurt. Like he'd eaten ice cream too fast. The worst part is, I feel like the Egyptian mummy is going to be super important. It's a bottle with water in it. You probably have it here because your throat always feels dry when you wake up, you know? My throat's dry, but I think that's because I'm a little nervous. Oh, we did run a lot. Hey, Jumpy, do you want to take a shower? Whoa! I'm just kidding. Too late to take it back. My brain's already working out the picture. My throat was dry already. This sure isn't helping. It's light. That's light. Cushion. There's nothing particularly interesting about it. It's a dresser. There's nothing on top, but there's a key. Do you think it's the key to the dresser? Well, there's nothing inside. It's the mirror for the dresser. And now she's playing with her hair. Does she even realize she's doing that? Hey, we don't have time for that. Come on, it's not like there's anyone here do you need to look to impress. Yes, there is. Who? What? Why are you so quiet all of a sudden? Oh, forget it, Jumpy, you stupid fucking simpleton. Nothing inside. Light. Thanks to what we can see. Oh, okay, and that just takes me here. A wooden cupboard. There are cups. Surprising no one. Okay, so I have matches. I have matches and a key. And there's nothing in the display case. A toilet, completely dry. No, the vase is empty. Looks like there's room to the right of the vase, though. Oh, wait. No. Jumpy, where are you going? I was thinking going over to Lotus's room. What do you mean, why? I'm just gonna check on them. Oh. Oh, wait, what? What? Oh, I can just, wait, what? There's a square tile in this frame. It's glued in there quite well. Face. Empty, though. Bathroom? Needs a little shelf to put the soap on. Shower knob. No water. Shit. Whoa, look, Junpei. There's a mushroom growing out of the wall. That's a shower head. Is that what a shower looks like? Some toilet paper. Alright, well, as long as we can all take a shit. Nothing in the toilet. Wait a minute. The room in the back is dark. There aren't any lights. Come on. I have matches. I have them. I have them. I have matches. god. Combine with match. There we go. With the light of the candle, we can take a look around over here. It gets so hot when I hold it. I want to put it down. Okay. And I have the key for the dresser. And I have the key. Oh, you fool. Oh, okay. Dresser key. And there's a piece of the thingamajig. Okay. There's a picture of an old cruise ship. Is it the Titanic? The light from the candle should let us search the room, but it don't matter no more. Bottle full of water. Bed. Curtain. Well, it's got all these metal rings, so maybe hanging from something, you know. The way it feels, I think it's probably waterproof, which make this a shower curtain. Oh. Pillow. A pile of pillows. Is that supposed to be some kind of joke? Hey, calm down. Okay. Anything under the blanket? Nope. A girl with a Wait, what? I'm just messing with you. There's nothing there. What the fuck? Huh? Hey, what the hell? It just got dark all of a sudden. No, there's nothing else worth checking out. Whoa, wait, hold on. Look at the candlestick. There's something going on there. There's a candlestick covered in melted wax on top of the dresser. Hey, what's this? The top of the candlestick looks kind of weird. It's all bumpy. The candlestick key! I think I ran into a lock I couldn't open earlier. Oh. Well, this is a display case. Check it out. These plates and shit look real expensive. You want to take a look? Let's see if this candlestick key will do anything. Oh, shit. It opened. Alright, let's pull that shit open. Another plate. Hey, you got a minute? Santa had shown up out of nowhere and gave Junpei a small start. Here, take this. He pulled something out of his pocket. It's another bird. It looked like a bookmark. Had a 4-leaf clover on it. What is this? I found it between some of the cushions in the sofa. Pretty sure it ain't gonna be any help to us, but I figured I might as well hang on to it anyway. Now why don't you hold on to it? Santa gave him a wry smile. You know what I hate most in the world? I got 4 things. Hope, faith, love, and luck. Hope, faith, love, and luck? Damn straight. And you hate these things. Yeah, you got a problem with that? I have more so questions than problems. Jumpy tried to figure out how to best phrase what he wanted to say. What does a bookmark have to do with any of that? Well, see, each leaf on the 4-leaf clover has a meaning to it, okay? And that means pretty much those 4 words. It's like a flower language. Well, I guess it's not flower, is it? So a leaf language, I guess. Yeah, you can call them leaf words. Leaf words. Why is the music so sinister about a bookmark? So yeah, I want you to take it, okay? Just touching it gives me the creeps. Take the damn thing, alright? Santa pretended to shiver with disgust and shoved the bookmark into Jumpy's confused hands. Okay. I decided to take it. Why shouldn't I? Man, I feel a lot better now. That thing was a real pain, you know. Do you really hate those 4 words that much? Yeah, well, they can all betray you, you know. Hope, faith, love, even your destiny. What had happened to Santa, Junpei wondered. How had he become such a bitter person? For a moment, they looked at each other. Well, that's not my only reason. That's the only reason I hate the 4-wheeled clover. I just can't bring myself to like the number 4. What, worried about the 4 horsemen? Nah, come on, man, that's just silly. Maybe back in the Dark Ages, that kind of crap scared people, but this is the 21st century, and I'm a 21st century guy. Then why do you hate 4 so much? Because it's a half-assed number. I'm gonna be very surprised by the next couple of sentences, aren't I? Not the best or the worst. That's why. 9 is a way better number. So what if it's last place, right? At least it's not some lame-ass middle number. What the fuck are you talking about? Jumping was even more confused than before. You play? Play. What do you mean, like play the stock market? Nah, that's not what I mean. Why the hell would you think that? I mean, yeah, I do stocks too, but this last statement, more or less thrown away by Santa, caught Jumpy very much by surprise. You? A stockbroker? Yeah? Got a problem with that? What the fuck is this game? What Jumpy didn't say, of course, was that he didn't think Santa looked smart enough to be a stockbroker. Man, stuff's just like gambling, you know? All you gotta do is bet on the winning horse. Nothing that hard about it. So are you betting on winning horses? Of course I am. You remember a couple of years back when the stock for Cradle Pharmaceuticals shot through the roof? Stacked a few bills over that, if I do say so myself. Uh-huh. Uh-huh was all Junpei could think of. He had never heard of Cradle Pharmaceutical. Fortunately, he was saved quickly from further embarrassment. Oh, hey. How long are you gonna stand around wasting time? But it's not like we're gonna die in 7 hours. Junpei and Santa looked at each other. The lady has spoken. We better get back to work before we really piss her off. I don't want her beating me up. Her posture suggested she was not about to let him pass. There was nothing for it. He had lost. Okay, I'll get back to work, damn it. Her glare suggested any other choice would have not ended pleasantly for him. What the fuck? That tile you got. Yes. Yes. You're going to need to collect all 3 tiles. Ah, shit. Wait. I thought. Fucked up. There we go. Hey, check this out. This is a pretty nice sofa. I know. It's a shame I can't take it back with me. Alright, so there's nothing else in here. The vase looks pretty expensive. I should steal it. Ceramic and porcelain. Alright. Nope. Okay. Alright, so... nothing in the display case. The drawers are empty. Knees weak. Arm heavy. Oh, wait, the fucking curtain. Was it this room that was missing a bathroom curtain? Shower curtains. Okay. So then, hold on. So then, oh wait, shit. Wrong. Nope. Nope. Fuck. Okay. Bathroom. Put the curtain rod on. What does it do? Oh, that's a pretty obvious peephole. Somebody's really dedicated. Well, the hole this big, you gotta wonder if maybe they wanted to get caught. But maybe the ones getting spied on was into that shit. Maybe they were into like those home invasion fantasies. Home invasion? Ah, I see. I'll add that to my list of tags. You two are really idiots, you know that? Okay, so peephole. But what did that accomplish, I wonder? Ah, sorry. I had a spasm. Oh, the matches are just gone. Couch. Damn it. No, that's a display case. Oh my god. Fuck, shut up. I just want to... Oh, wait. What? Where? It's a wall covered in tiles. The fifth tile down from the top and third to the right has been torn off. What? I misclicked. What the fuck was that about? Okay. Sick, I guess. Okay. Alright, thank God there's no thing for that. Alright, got all tile. There we are. Oh, I'm the puzzle boy. I also got extraordinarily lucky. What the fuck? And there goes the frame. It's a hole in the wall, like a hidden safe. Anyway, let's look in that shit. There might be something inside. Mars key. Jumpy messed around a bit with the key he had and found looked blankly at the picture and it slid down. What's the deal with this picture anyway? Santa had only been mumbling to himself, but it drew Lotus's attention. She looked at the picture and paused. I think I've seen this picture before. I think it's supposed to be some kind of demon eating a person's brain. There's a British biochemist named Sheldrake. He has a rather interesting theory. What's the interesting theory? Morphogenetic field, which relies on the theory of morphic resonance. Man, I can't deal with this. Just listening to you talk is about to give me a headache. Santa put his hand on his head as though he were in great pain. Lotus didn't give a shit and continued. It's not a difficult concept to grasp. In essence, he states that the shape of living organisms and their behavioral patterns are transmitted through a field not visible to the eye. What part of that isn't difficult? Alright, how about this? Theory of the telepathic mechanism. Telepathy? Yeah, telepathy. Well, perhaps not exactly telepathy, but it's close enough for a simple approximation. Santa suddenly burst into laughter. Ho ho ho! Are you serious? Telepathy. What do you think we are, kids from the 70s? I can't believe someone would actually do serious research on something like that. Yes, I agree. Jumpy had expected at least some conflict from this, but oh well, no drama for me today. I read the book, but I can hardly say I understood it. I'm in no position to defend or condemn anything it said. It was probably just someone latching onto a statistical outlier from some study and turning it into a ridiculous theory. But there's no scientific merit to any of it, I'm sure. But even so, Anyway, I saw a picture like that in one of his books. After a moment, she walked up to the strange picture, examined it, and then spoke. Hey, what do you think this picture looks like? What do you mean? Isn't it just, like, abstract or something? It's just black and white scribbles. There's no meaning here. That's it. What about you, Jumpy? Does it look like anything to you? I guess it looks like... No. What the fuck is Funyarimpa? Oh, what the fuck? Okay, so I look up Funyarimpa, and the first thing that comes up is the Zero Escape Wiki. Which... And then the next one is a fucking Reddit thread of, what is the context of Funyarimpa? And is a very, very weird gibberish word compared to what a native speaker would usually come up with. the next result was a GameFAQs thing saying, how many of you Googled the Funyarimpa? Alright, so it's basically a gibberish answer. It's like a fucking saying fooly cooly. Alright, so the wiki thing called it the nickname for the dog painting. But I'm gonna pick Funyarimpa. Hello, Okara! See, I mean, this totally looks like one. Here and here. Give me your best SpongeBob SquarePants. Okay. Hey, it's me, SpongeBob! Mr. Krabs, I'm gonna make you some Krabby Patties! Gabagool! Did you guys like it? After 3 seconds of silence, Lotus looked at Junpei. What the hell is a Funyarimpa? And what the hell was that SpongeBob impression? What do you mean, what the hell is a Funyarimpa? You mean, you don't know? How the hell would I know? I thought you were serious with the knuckle cracking. I'm glad that many came out, like, hold on. I can maybe do, like, an actual one. I haven't tried. Remember, licking doorknobs and other planets is wait. What was the exact line? It was like, licking doorknobs and other planets. Hold on. Oh, remember, licking doorknobs is illegal on other planets. My SpongeBob is not particularly strong. It was his hat, Mr. Krabs. He was number 1. That's practically blasphemous. Say you're sorry. Apologize to the Funyarimpa. Goodness, you were such a rude woman. Another 3 seconds of awkward silence went by. Lotus opened her mouth as she shook. Junpei, are you just fucking with me? Forget it. I'm just gonna tell you. This is a dog. See, like this. Lotus pointed out the parts of the picture, and eventually a dog took shape in them. What? Oh! Okay. Is that Iggy from JoJo? Dog. Dog. Keep flashing by. Keep flashing by that it's a dog. Okay, I see it now. But it's just like, what the fuck? I didn't think it was gonna be a dog from a fucked up perspective. Now we know it's a picture of, but I don't see if that helps us. She nodded and began to speak. A TV show from Great Britain did an experiment once. They took 2 similar pictures. Both of them were difficult to identify initially, but once you figured out the answer, you couldn't see it as anything else. The first picture was a woman wearing a hat. The other, well, to make it easier, let's just say that this is a picture of a dog. So their experiment. First, they sent pictures to other parts of the world, but British radio television didn't reach. To Ireland, the US, Africa, Europe. Then in each country, they gathered a number of test subjects. And all in all, there were roughly 1,000 people. Those 1,000 people were shown the 2 pictures and asked, what does this picture look like to you? The results in and of themselves were not terribly interesting. 9.2% of people saw the lady in the lady picture. 3.9 saw the dog in the dog picture. Then, 2 days later, they broadcast a new show. During the 30-minute show, they broadcast the dog picture and its solution. The audience was estimated to be 200,000 people. After the broadcast, it was assumed to be the number of people who knew the solution to the dog picture now totaled over 200,000 people. After another 2 days had passed, they gathered numbers of research subjects from areas where British TV and radio did not exist. This time, they were only able to find a sample of roughly 850 people. Naturally, none of them were people who had participated in the first test. This feels like if every time you did a handful of puzzles, somebody was starting to do a Metal Gear codec call to you and starts starts bombarding you with their special interest. It's like me talking to my sister about Digimon. The results were shocking. 10% of people saw the lady in the lady picture. The previous test had yielded 9.2. The change was not statistically significant. The dog picture, however, produced a very different result. The percentage of people able to successfully find the dog grew from 3.9 to 6.8, a very significant increase. Do you realize the significance of this experiment? There is no way the second group could have seen the picture. They lived far away from Britain and couldn't have seen the picture. But even so, it was only the success rate for the dog picture that went up. Why? Why? How did that happen? No, seriously, I'm asking you. What does it mean? Lotus looked back and forth, and Junpei and back. It's Santa and back, and I looked across the hall to June. She was also stumped. She was kind of bored in the other room. She came by and started hearing about morphogenics and then left. Santa took an involuntary step backwards. Junpei didn't budge and stared straight back into Lotus's eyes. Does that have something to do with that field or whatever it was you were talking about earlier? A field not visible to the eye? So if more people know the answer, then that information will pass through the field. Psych! Oh, we just got fucking trolled. Her manner suddenly shifted and Lotus suddenly smiled broadly at Junpei and Santa. She waved her hand dismissively, doing her best to laugh off the whole confrontation. I was just kidding. You really shouldn't take me so seriously. Well, I mean, the things I just told you are true. They really did happen. But the results of the experiment really aren't anything to go by. They could have easily falsified them. In the end, I'm sure they were just in it for the ratings. They are a TV station, after all. At last, it seemed like Santa had gained control of his composure. Right. I'm gonna go now. I really thought you were serious. Like I told you before, I'm sure it's all just pseudoscience. Okay, right. Ha 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 ha. Santa and Lotus laughed and gave another jovial clap on their shoulder. And just jovially clapped each other's cheeks. Junpei, however, didn't feel so much like laughing. Something felt wrong and unclear. Alright, we got the key. Let's get out of here. Word. Lotus and Santa got the fuck out of there, but Jumpy stayed, staring at the picture of the dog. A field not visible to the naked eye. Morphogenetic field. The more he thought about it, the more his head hurt. Hey, you know what? After all of that, I think that's a good place to stop for the 999. I think the 999 had a very, very nice run. I'm glad I didn't stop right when I thought I was gonna stop. So, hey, Melon's working again. That means I will probably try Spectrobes tomorrow. And that because the microphone works on that. And what am I trying to say? Oh yeah, so yeah, probably Spectrobes tomorrow. Probably gonna cheat and grab a 3DS game. We're probably gonna play Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer on Wednesday. And then Thursday bonus stream. I'm gonna be streaming the Game Awards, so we can all get really, really mad at who wins Best Adaptation because it's not Sonic 3. So anywho, I hope you all had fun. I did. This has definitely felt more like I would be playing this on my own time rather than streaming it, just because there's so much text. I like that front, like the start of the game was front loaded as shit, but hey, still pretty cool. So anywho, I will see you all tomorrow for the actual episode of Spectrobes. Same Twitch time, same Twitch channel.